So in today's session, as per the form that we had circulated, so most of the common questions were which courses, which colleges, what is the eligibility, gate score, and based on certain gate score, which institute can I get into an NIT based on a gate score, etc. About PhD, and if I have not qualified gate, but I want to get into a premium institute. So we are going to address all these queries today, one by one. Now, if you see every year, we have 9 to 10,000 students who appear for GATE. This is the data up to the last, that is the 2024 GATE examination. Now, how is GATE going to help you? It is your gateway to a higher education. By giving GATE examination, you can go further for post-graduation, go for PhD, or in case if there is some government job vacancy, you can go ahead and get placed in some government institution as well. So now, if you look at it, in post-graduation, we have various streams. You have M.Arch, M.Plan, M.Tech, M.Des from IITs, NITs, SPs. In terms of a government job, if you see, there are various PSUs who also recruit based on a government, on a GATE score. So you have the Airport Authority of India, you have BAIL, DRDO, etc. However, as compared to your engineering stream, these recruitments of PSUs are not every year. Whenever they feel the need to fulfill any vacancy, they issue a notification and they admit or they recruit candidates based on the GATE score for that particular year. Especially if you look at Airport Authority of India, they have been recruiting on and off. The last recruitment was in 2022. Before that, it was in 2018, based on your GATE scores. Now, in terms of post-graduation, there is going to be a stipend that you would be getting of 12,400 per month. That is roughly, you get this for 22 months in a 2-year course, in a 24-month course. In terms of options now, what do we have? When we go for post-graduation, with a GATE score, we can get into your IITs, NITs, as well as SPAs. Now, SPAs, there is another catch here that some SPAs recruit with a GATE score and without a GATE score as well. So, if you see SPA Delhi, here a GATE score is not mandatory. However, in the final calculation of their marks, right, they just give a 10-mark weightage to your GATE score in their respective calculation. However, if you talk about SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada, here what these two institutes do is that 50% recruitment or 50% admissions, they do on the basis of GATE score. The remaining 50% admissions, these are their direct admissions. So these admissions without GATE score are based on their interviews and their respective tests. Other than this, you have other government-funded institutes, IISc, IIRS, Jamia Millia, etc., which also admit candidates based on their GATE score. And without a GATE score also, you can get into good state government colleges or private colleges. Now, since last year, this is possible through a valid PGETA score, which is something that is initiated by your Council of Architecture. So I hope you all have this clarity now that how is the overall working and where can I get into with a GATE score or without a GATE score. Now let us look at what all stream choices do you have. So overall, these courses can be divided into 4 broad categories. that is your M.Plan, M.Arch, M.Des and M.Tech. Now these are the degrees that are offered to you, or when you get your degree certificate, this degree or this is written. So even if in some institutes, if you are pursuing construction management, some put it under M.Arch category, some put it under M.Tech category. Or city planning, if you see IITs put it under M.Tech category. So we will look at it a little later. However, these are the degrees overall that are offered. Now, under M.Plan, what all do we have is masters in urban planning, city planning, regional, urban and regional planning, only regional planning, environment, transport and housing. For M.Arch, you have options like urban design, landscape, conservation and sustainable architecture. M.Des is communication design, industrial design, retail, IT integrated or textile, apparel, lifestyle design. And under M.Tech, you have BEM or construction management, infrastructure management, geomatics, geoinformatics, technology, innovation and entrepreneurship, environmental management of rivers and lakes. So these are offered by your IITs, disaster mitigation and management, and drinking water and sanitation. So these are briefly the course options that we have. Now coming to your M.Plan. In terms of M.Plan, which all institutes do we have? Let's take a look at it one by one. For urban planning, you have IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee. In NITs, you have NIT Calicut, NIT Jaipur, VNIT Nagpur, NIT Surat, and Manit Bhopal. In Manit Bhopal, the course is of the name Urban Development. And other than that, you have all three SPAs, that is Delhi, Bhopal, and Vijayawada, who offer courses in urban planning. Now, if you see, for IIT Kharagpur, the name of the course is Masters in City Planning. IIT Roorkee, it is Masters in Urban and Regional Planning. Now, the scores for IITs, if you see every year, these scores are not released by IIT that the cutoff score is so much or so much. And hence, it is difficult to gauge. However, IIT Kharagpur has a joint M.Tech program, M.Tech PhD program. We will look at it a little bit later. In terms of NITs, if you see NIT Calicut, so last year the cutoff went from 590 to 430. So this 590 to 430 is the range of your GATE score that is mentioned on your scorecard, right? And previous year to that, it was 612 to 545. Now, every year these cutoffs vary, primarily because of the reason that the level of difficulty of the paper for that particular year and the average score of all the candidates. Depending on that, every year these cutoffs vary. However, if you look at it, a tentative range is something, a score above 500 for sure. For NIT Jaipur, again, last year it was 667 to 400. The cutoff range for OBC, it was 484 to 353, and likewise for the other categories. VNIT Nagpur, the cutoff was between 602 to 353 for year 2024. For NIT Surat, between 537 to 363. And the previous year, it was 467 to 405. So here the cutoff has increased, the higher range has increased, whereas the lower range has decreased this year. And Manit Bhopal, for the urban development course that they have, the cutoff is increased from 691 to 359 range. In terms of urban and regional planning, you have NIT Patna and IIEST Shibpur who offer this course. Here, last year for NIT Patna, the range was 488 to 359, of your GATE score. For Shibpur, it was 554 to 353. SPA Delhi also, which offers your urban planning and urban and regional planning courses. Now for SPA Delhi, here what is the eligibility criteria or selection criteria? Is your performance in their respective qualifying examination that is conducted by SPA Delhi. A certain small percentage of weightage is given to a valid GATE score, if there is one. Other than that, your portfolio, your interview, your SOP that they ask you to write is very, very important. So the major portion of this selection criteria or major topics from this criteria are your portfolio and SOP, on which you are asked a lot of questions. In case if you don't submit an SOP, they don't entertain you in the interview. So these two things are very, very important. And of course, in case if you have a work experience, well and good. Even if no, not an issue, there are questions asked on your thesis then, in case of no work experience. So don't get bogged down that, okay, I don't have an experience and then how do I, go for this interview, etc. In terms of SPA Bhopal, for the urban and regional planning course, the cutoff last year was 661 to 460. For SPA Vijayawada, here it went on from 578 to 406. And previous year to that, in 23, it was 662 to 573. Only regional planning, the course of regional planning, or in the name of regional planning, you have SPA Delhi only, which offers this course. However, like we just saw, other institutes offer the course in the name of urban and regional planning. SPA Delhi also has a separate course on urban planning and regional planning separately. M.Plan in housing. So you have two institutes, that is NIT Bhopal or Manet Bhopal and SPA Delhi, who offer a M.Plan degree with specialization in housing. So for NIT Bhopal, the cutoff last year went low as compared to the previous year. It went to 381 to 365 from a range of 668 to 377. So last year the cutoff went down. This year it is a wait and watch. Coming to M.Plan, so now some institutes name the program as transportation planning, some name the program as transportation engineering. Now, in this case, you have various institutes who offer this course in terms of your IIT Madras, IIT Delhi, IIT Roorkee, IIT Bhubaneswar, NIT Warangal, SPA Delhi, Bhopal, and Vijayawada, who offer this course. Now, if you look at the IITs, the course is named as M.Tech in Transportation Engineering for IIT Delhi, whereas the other three IITs, that is IIT Madras, Roorkee, and Bhubaneswar, it is named as Transportation Engineering. The same goes for NIT Warangal. It is called as Transportation Engineering, where if you see last year, the cutoff was 519 to 439, again a little lower than the 2023 cutoff. For SPA Bhopal, the program is named as Transport Planning and Logistics Management, where last year the cutoff has increased a bit but to 578 to 406 as compared to 2023. And SPA Vijayawada, the course is offered as Transport Planning, where again last year the cutoff has gone down to 531 to 377 range. Coming to environmental planning, so you have SPA Delhi, Bhopal, and Vijayawada primarily who offer M.Plan degrees in environmental planning. So SPA Bhopal, the cutoff was 454 to 359 last year in 2024-25 academic year. Again, a little lower than the 23 range. And for SPA Vijayawada, the score same as Bhopal, the cutoff range has decreased from 2023, being 448 to 371. So till here we've covered all our planning related or M.Plan related courses. Coming to your M.Arch. Now in M.Arch, like we saw, we have urban design, conservation, and landscape, sustainable architecture. So coming to urban design, again, we have all the three SPAs which offer a course in urban design. SPA Delhi has its own criteria based on your qualification plus the entrance exam that they take. For SPA Bhopal, the cutoff last year was 543 to 418. Little again slightly lower than the 23 cutoff. And for SPA Vijayawada, similarly, it has reduced to 549 to 377 in the year 2024. So primarily, if you see, it is more of these SPAs which have courses on M.Arch, whereas IITs and SPAs together have your courses for M.Plan. Now, in terms of landscape, again, same thing for SPA Delhi. SPA Bhopal, the criteria cutoff was 584 to 359. And Vijayawada, it was 513 to 359 last year. For conservation, SPA Bhopal 489. Now here, this year, last year, basically in 24, the cutoff has increased. However, for Vijayawada, the cutoff went little lower to 412 to 383. For sustainable architecture, you have NIT Hamirpur, NIT Tirchi, which is one of the best institutes or well-known institutes for sustainable architecture. You have NIT Patna, Vijayawada, SPA Vijayawada, and Central University of Rajasthan, who has started the course last year itself. So for NIT Tirchi, if you see, it's quite a higher score that is expected, 661 to 361 range. For NIT Hamirpur, similar, the range has stayed the similar one, 537 to 383. NIT Patna, last to last year, it was 523 to 381. And for SPA Vijayawada, if you see, the cutoff has decreased a bit to 608 to 377. In terms of the Central University of Rajasthan, the cutoff, because they've initiated it last year itself, the cutoff was a little lower, 361 to 353. So coming to M.Des, that is Masters in Design. Now here you have options to pursue product design, industrial design, furniture design, textile design, apparel design, whatever. There are n number of substreams to it. So you have IIT Roorkee, IIT Kanpur, IISc Bangalore, SPA Delhi, all your NIDs across India, so NID Ahmedabad, NID Haryana, and NIFTs which offer courses related to M.Des. So for IIT Roorkee, there is an intake of 20 seats for the M.Des course for industrial design, where you need to have completed your 4 years of graduate degree minimum for, because see here, engineering students can also take admission. That is why in case of architecture students, it would be a 5-year degree. And with mathematics being one of the subjects in your 12th standard, plus a valid GATE or a SEED scorecard. Similarly, for IIT Kanpur, you have various substreams like product engineering design, communication design, user experience, interaction design, system strategic and service design, and speculative design. Here as well, you need a valid SEED or a GATE score. For IISc Bangalore, the program is named as Center for Product Design and Manufacturing, where they have an intake of 18 seats or 18 students. And again, you need a valid GATE or a SEED score along with your degree, of course. In case of the selection process, 70% weightage is given to your GATE score and 30% weightage is given to their written test, which is conducted by IISc. For industrial design, M.Des, again, the same criteria for SPA Delhi. Coming to M.Tech, now the course of project management and construction management is offered as a M.Tech degree by your IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, NIT Warangal, NIT Surat and Surathkal. So if you look at NIT Surat, the cutoff is increased last year in 24 to 602. For your NIT Surathkal, the cutoff was 698 to 590. Again increased. NIT Warangal, 562 to 490. And NIT Nagpur, which has again started this course last year, the cutoff was 480 to 446. Another course, that is infrastructure system, which is conducted by your IIT Kharagpur, IIT Guwahati and IIT Bombay. So for IIT Kharagpur and IIT Guwahati, they've not disclosed their scores. However, for IIT Bombay, the score cutoff was somewhere between 650. For their technology and development course, it was 500. And for the geoinformatics and natural resources engineering course, the cutoff was 400. In terms of another course, that is BEM, Building Engineering and Management, which is offered by SPA Delhi and SPA Vijayawada. So for SPA Vijayawada, the cutoff has reduced again last year to be between 590 to 471. And for SPA Delhi, they do not release the cutoffs. And again, the admission is based on their process that we've seen similarly for all the other courses offered by SPA Delhi. Another interesting stream that a lot of people are unaware about is GIS and remote sensing. So you have NIT Warangal, NIT Allahabad, IIST Shibpur and IIRS Dehradun, who offer courses related to GIS and remote sensing. So if you look at NIT Warangal, the course is named as Geoinformatics. The cutoff last year was 628 to 354. NIT Allahabad also calls the course as a Geoinformatics course, with the cutoff being in the similar range for 2 years, 569 to 389. In terms of Shibpur, here the score the cutoff is reduced to 378 to 352 range last year. And in case of IIRS Dehradun, so here they have their separate examination that they conduct along with your GATE score, which they consider. And They have various courses related to GIS and remote sensing, mainly in terms of specialization in agriculture, geoinformatics, satellite image analysis, and photogrammetry. But what is relevant to students of architecture or planning is the specialization in urban and regional studies. So this Indian Institute of Remote Sensing is something that functions under your ISRO. And here they offer this course. So in case if anybody is interested in GIS and remote sensing, please do go through their brochure and do check it out as well. So now, till now, we have seen most of your courses based on the course and which institute or whatever course is there, which all institutes are offering this course. Now, let us quickly summarize it in terms of which institutes are offering what course to give you a better idea. Now, if you look at institutes with a valid GATE score, so you have your IIT Roorkee, which is offering you all these courses, that is transportation engineering, disaster management, geomatics, masters in architecture, urban and regional planning, environmental management of rivers and lakes, and masters of design or M.Des. Your IIT Bhubaneswar offers your transportation engineering course, IIT Bombay, geoinformatics and natural resources engineering, urban systems, and technology and development. So IIT Bombay offers these three courses. IIT Delhi, transportation engineering and construction. IIT Madras, transportation engineering and construction management as well. For IIT Guwahati, you have M.Des, you have infrastructure engineering and management and environmental engineering. IIT Kanpur, again structural engineering and masters of design. IISc Bangalore, only M.Des, and IIT Kharagpur, infrastructure design and management and masters in city planning. So in case if you have decided that, okay, I want to get into so and so institute only, irrespective of what course, then this is what you can refer to get more clarity. For IIT Kharagpur, they have this JMP or Joint M.Tech PhD program. So here basically for candidates who wish to uh, pursue PhD and you are very clear that you want to go in for a PhD eventually and you've not yet completed your master's, let's say. So this is a good course for you where it's an integrated course where from your master's you can then continue ahead into the PhD program. So for this, if you see for architecture, with the architecture score in last year in 24, the cutoff was between 655 to 596 range for this program. And previously to that, it was 668 to 595. In terms of SPA Bhopal, overall, if you see, there are a total of 188 seats for all courses and M.Des, out of which 133 seats are filled through this CCMT program, where again, here you have to fill in your gate score, etc. And basis the CCMT program that is there, that is based on your gate score. So out of 188, 133 seats are filled based on the gate score, remaining 75 seats distributed across all these programs are based on your direct admission. So you have urban design, landscape conservation, urban and regional planning, urban planning, environmental planning, and transportation, and M.Des. In terms of SPA Vijayawada, again 25 seats per program. Under CCMT, there would be 13 seats for a 25 So in case of 25 seats, 13 seats would be filled through your CCMT and 12 seats through your direct admission. And for M.Des in SPA Vijayawada, all seats are filled through direct admission. So in terms of architecture, they have courses for sustainable architecture, landscape, conservation, BEM, urban design, and M.Des. For planning, it is environmental planning, urban and regional planning, and transport planning. Summing up your NITs, you have urban planning from MNIT Jaipur, NIT Calicut, NIT Surat, and VNIT Nagpur. Masters in Urban and Regional Planning from NIT Patna or IIEST Shibpur. Housing from Manit Bhopal. Urban Development from Manit Bhopal. Construction Technology Management from NIT Surathkal, Warangal, Surat, and this year you have Nagpur also. Sustainable Architecture from Central University Rajasthan, NIT Hamirpur, Tirchi, and Patna. Now coming to admissions without a GATE score. So first is your SPA Delhi, where you can get in without a GATE score based on their direct admission process, direct interviews. So here again, if I sum up the courses, it is conservation, urban design, landscape, BEM, industrial design, environmental planning, housing, regional planning, transport planning, and urban planning. And every year, if you see the vacancies or the number of seats are varying for each course. So for conservation, there are 19 seats, urban design 25, landscape 29. So this year, they have not yet released their admission process. But once they do, we will also notify you. Other than that, yes, you have your CEPT University, the direct admission process of SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada. You have COEP Pune, D-Crust, Aligarh Muslim University, where you can get an admission without a GATE score as well based on their respective tests. Even CEPT has its own respective process and admission process rather. So they have courses under architecture. You have masters in architectural design, conservation, architectural history and research, and landscape. In planning, you have masters in urban planning, transport, infrastructure, housing, and urban design. In terms of technology, it is construction management, structural engineering design, geomatics, and building performance, building energy performance. For design, core design, it is interior design, furniture design, building products and systems. In terms of management, it is urban management. Now, another important thing, that is the PGETA, that is the Postgraduate Entrance Test in Architecture, that was initiated by the Council of Architecture last year. So if you see how is this test going to help you? So now this is going to be a common entrance test pan-India at a national level, where once you give this test, get a valid score, you can take admission into any architectural college other than your IITs and SPAs, which are your state government-run colleges or private institutes within India who offer master's courses, and such institutes which are approved by the COA. So suppose if I give a PGTA entrance and I get a good score, on the basis of that, I can get an admission into, let's say, some institute in Delhi, which is again a private institute in Delhi who's offering masters, or maybe some private institute in Kerala which is offering masters. So here for this exam, you can appear for this exam twice. You have 2 attempts in one academic year, and the score from best of the both the attempts would be considered for the result. This PGTA score is valid for 2 academic years. So let's say if this year in 2025-26 academic year, which will come now, and that is when this next PGTA would be conducted. Here, if I give this examination this year, my score is going to be valid for 26-27 and 27-28 academic year. So it will be valid for these 2 academic years. Whereas if you consider GATE examination, our score is valid for 3 years. So this 25 examination that you have given, the score is going to be valid for 26, 27 and 28, that is 3 years. Again, this PGTA is a computer-based test where who all can attempt is candidates who have completed their bachelor's degree in architecture with at least 50% aggregate marks or CGPA, or even a final year architecture student can also participate in this entrance test. In terms of the exam pattern, if you see, it will be a MCQ based examination where you are given 180 minutes. You have 75 questions for 100 marks. And since you can attempt the test twice, the best score of both the tests would be considered for the entire process. So which institutes offer this? So you can, here I've shared the link of all the COA approved institutions, or you can scan this QR code as well to get that list which is on the COA website. Other than this, you have some private deemed universities which offer, again, based on their exams in some cases. And from this year also, they would be adopting the PGTA. Other than this, now coming to PhD, if you see for PhD, you have a stipend of between 37 to 42,000 per month. Again, so first 3 years or first 2 years is 37, and then eventually the next 3 years it goes to 42. So you have institutes like we've already discussed. You have your SPAs, IITs, NITs as well who offer this PhD courses. Other than that, you also have institutes like ISER. So ISER Pune that is there offers a PhD where again the eligibility criteria, in the eligibility criteria, we as architects also fit in. So this is one ISER which offers a PhD. Yes. So that is it. I hope you all have got a little more clarity. Now I would take up a few questions. Let me just. Yes. Ma'am, will the previous year's GATE score be normalized for current year's admission as per the cutoff, or will it be taken as it is? So in most of the cases, it is normalized. Okay. Now, since all these IITs that we have, they have their separate admission process. Now, another thing, what I had also seen in the questions, right? One is something that is the COAP and CCMT process. Now, based on your GATE score. Now, what is this COAP? So, this is a common application portal. Here, basically, you need to put in your valid GATE score, at whatever your number is, right? Your applicant number for GATE. With that, they will generate a COAP number for you. This COAP number is something that you need to use or will be asked from you when you are applying to these IITs separately. So these IITs, each IIT you have to apply separately. Okay, so each of them release their brochures and there are separate dates for each of them. So what we will be also doing is sharing a file with you where the list of these IITs, their courses, the cutoff dates for this year, and the number of seats would also be mentioned. So for each one, you have to apply separately. And this CCMT process that is there, this centralized process is going to help you through this process. Basically, different rounds for admissions are conducted. Through these rounds is where you can get into your NITs and SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Okay, let me just take up a few more questions. Okay. So see, Talib Mohammad, for IIT Delhi, the construction management course that you have, they take students who have completed architecture, they take students who have completed civil engineering also in their graduation. So if I am a civil engineering student who has given civil engineering GATE, they will take me on that score. If I'm an architecture student who has given GATE architecture, obviously, I will be taken in based on my GATE score, GATE architecture score. Okay. We're doing urban systems from IIT Bombay, make us eligible for planning government exams and ITPI membership. So see, I don't think the degree is as M.Plan. Fine. So if you look at government examinations, in their eligibility criteria, they clearly mention that masters or M.Plan with so much of experience or no experience, whatever. So there, M.Plan is what is required, or M.Arch, where there is some architecture related government exam. So that is more what is more required. Kratika, if you don't want to do GATE this year and want to do it next year, will it be possible for me? Yes, of course. It will be easily possible for you. Okay. See, Varsha, the problem is that IITs don't release their cutoff marks. So it would be very wrong for me also to comment at this moment, because what you can do is whenever the application process for these IITs start, you do apply, right? They have various rounds, and I don't think it would be much difficult. If I'm in, okay, Arnav, ma'am, I have a rank of AIR 24. What are my chances of getting into IIT Delhi or IIT Madras for construction management? So I think it would be a good chance considering your rank. And yes, of course, I am sure your score would be higher, so it should not be that difficult, Arnav. Are there any other exams conducted by SEPT for M.Plan? Yes. So SEPT has its own individual tests and examinations that it conducts. So we will inform you once they release the dates as well. When will individual admission forms for IITs get released? So like I said, Examination will be circulating a document mentioning about each of these IITs and and their courses, number of seats, and dates. No, you will, for Urja, for IITs, you need to keep on checking their websites for the further admission process, because each IIT has its individual admission process. The COAP number is only a number that you get, which you need to put in during that admission process for respective IITs. Mansi, you can apply for these IITs, no doubt. Okay. Diksha, can you help describe the job opportunities for Rama Gate score? So, like I said earlier, you have your public sector undertakings, PSUs, who recruit on the basis of gate score. Now, in terms of, to give you an example, your Airport Authority of India, whatever recruitments they have done in the past 2, 3, 5 years, all are on the basis of gate score. However, in when they issue that notification that we are recruiting architects, etc., they clearly mention that we need a valid gate score of that year. So suppose if they release an advertisement this year, they will mention that we want gate score of 2025. Now, in this case, even though we say that, okay, gate score is valid for 3 years, where is that applicable? That is applicable when you're taking admission in some institute. Okay. But for these authorities, it is not valid. The 3 year part, they are not bothered about that. They need only for the year in which they have mentioned clearly. Okay. Diksha, I hope that answers your question. Okay. Score is 666, 181. Eligible for IIT Roorkee M.Arch. So, like I said, IITs don't disclose their cutoff marks, so it is very difficult for me to comment at this moment. Okay. How does COAP work? So it is a common application portal where you basically register and you are given some COAP number. Now, once I get this particular number, COAP number with me, now when I'm applying, let's say I'm applying to IIT Roorkee, IIT Kharagpur, okay, or let's say IIT Kanpur. These three I'm applying based on my gate score, whatever. So when I'm filling their application form, they are going to ask me in my details, when you fill your name, place, etc. There also they are going to ask you for this COAP number, and that is why that number is important. Okay. However, COAP does not guarantee your admission into any IIT. Please be clear with that. It is only a number that you have to take so that you can put in when these IITs ask you. Okay. Okay. I if a candidate takes admission in any premier institute and then drops out due to some circumstances, the gate score will still be valid. No, the gate score would not be valid after 3 years. Okay. Yes, Rinky, you can just scan this QR code, okay, to get a list of all the colleges which you can get in through via the PGTA exam, where you don't require a gate score. So M.Tech in sustainable technologies, Yes, IISc has a good course on that as well. And career options after the course in terms of, let's say if you're planning to pursue some government examination and etc. The problem is that you are asked for a M.Arch or a M.Plan degree. So that is where there is some conflict that arises. Okay. Sam, for admissions to SPA via CCMT portfolio SOP will be required. No, it is only your GATE score for SPAs, SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada. It is only your GATE score via the CCMT process. In case of direct admission, your portfolio SOP and interview is going to happen. Okay, but when you're applying from the CCMT process, only GATE score is applicable. So see, Chandra, different IITs have different criteria on GATE scores as cutoff marks for different courses that we've discussed just now. So again, for IITs, like I said, Sudhiti, we will share the dates with you. For NITs, the CCMT process should begin shortly after another month mostly. After that, we can proceed with the application. Yes, so even if you have not qualified GATE, I think it is absolutely okay. Please don't, you know, feel pressurized about it, because you can still get into your SPAs. That is one. So you still have option of SPA Delhi, SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada. Through their respective direct admission process, as well as the PGTA exam that the COA will be conducting. So this notification also should be released sometime by next month. And please go to this COA link or scan this QR code. Go through the list of the colleges that are there. Okay. So don't be disheartened, I would say. It is okay. We can always try next time. Okay. I'm currently doing M.Plan and looking at better colleges to get admission through GATE score. So which is better? It's better to switch to IIT and NIT if I get a seat now, or I may choose to do later since the GATE score is valid for 3 years. So again, it is a completely your personal choice, Pratik. If you want to pursue PhD, again, you can plan it accordingly as well. So yes, if you are getting into IITs or any of the NITs, well and good. But here again, it's completely your personal choice or personal decision. In terms of the GATE score, so let's say if you've given it in 2025, right? This is going to be valid till 28. Yes, Sanjana, it is possible. Okay. What we suggest is that you please apply to the CCMT process as well as the direct admission processes for these SPAs as well. Okay. If I take admission next year, will my this year's scorecard be used or new one will be generated according to new next year cutoff? No, your 2025 scorecard will only be used, Shrija. Okay. Even for the year 26. Yes, you have to register into your CCMT as well. CCMT is going to help you for your NITs and these two SPAs, Bhopal and Vijayawada. And COAP is going to help you for your IITs. Basically, the number is going to be used for your IITs. For PhD, what will be the GATE score validity? That, Kuldeep, completely depends on the respective institute. So IIT Roorkee has a different cutoff. IIT Kharagpur, like I just showed you, for the joint program, they have declared their cutoffs, whereas the other ones, they've not, right? So it varies from institute to institute. So after construction management and urban planning. Now, in terms of if you pursue your career in construction management per se, you can join multiple MNCs, you can start your own uh, company as well. So there are multiple options for this. In terms of urban planning, similarly, you can join any research firm. You can join a firm who is practicing core urban planning. You can also be affiliated with some government institutes. You can also give government exams and, if qualified, get into the government for planning. And other than that, you could also get into teaching. Okay. I hope, Vaidehi, that answers your question. Arya, would you please let us know about the PGETA exam? Yes, the dates would be updated. PGETA is for M.Arch, yes. So again, under this M.Arch, you have your sustainable architecture, urban design, whatever these different courses, these institutes that offer. Okay. I think IIT Roorkee also does offer a joint program for PhD. Okay, admission process for SPA Delhi. Now, Shruti, what happens is SPA Delhi would release their dates, etc. And like I mentioned here, mm, just a minute. Yes. So SPA Delhi is going to basically analyze or judge you based on your examination performance that SPA conducts. Fine. So you have to go there. One basically in the process, once they release the notification, you have to submit your SOP, submit your portfolio, and whatever details they are going to ask you, your marks, etc., etc. After that, they would be releasing a list of students who are eligible to come to SPA Delhi and give an interview. Fine. In that interview, again, they are going to talk about your SOP, your portfolio, and your performance on an examination. Now, during that interview, just before the interview, they conduct a written examination for every department separately. Okay, so urban design, there's a separate one, conservation separate, etc. Again, your performance would also be evaluated in that examination. That would also be discussed, or it would hold some weightage in your final score. Fine. Again, in the interview, they're going to talk about your work experience if you have any, or maybe your thesis. All of this happens. Shruti, I hope that is clear. So, Mansi, for remote sensing GIS, you can again work with government institutions, government bodies who, again, in some cases, some of them do recruit via the examination, some government institutions. Other than that, you can also work with IIRS, that is the Indian Institute of Remote Sensing. Fine. Plus other institutes who deal with government projects related to this GIS and remote sensing. Fine. Can you please tell more about joint PhD program by IIT Kharagpur? So again, in this program, basically what happens is when you are taking admission for masters, right? You have a choice. Now, usually what do we do? Masters is a 2-year course and PhD, it takes around 5 years. Okay, that is the time duration that you need to complete these two in separate ways. What happens in this joint program is the master's course for 2 years and PhD would happen then for 3 years. Now, in some cases, in normal cases, what do we do? Okay, I finished my PhD today in 25. Later, after maybe 10 years, in 2035, I feel I want to do my PhD after 10 years of master's. Here, I would have to give 5 years. In this joint program, here after these masters, immediately I have to continue with my PhD and it would be finished in another 3 years. Okay. So Kirti, I hope that answers your query. If I score better next year so that the score will be considered or will it be? No, no, no. See, Aparna, for GATE, your that year's score will be considered, whatever you submit. Okay. So let's say this year you score whatever your score is in 2025 and 26 you attempt and you get another score. So when you're applying for this IITs, NITs, whatever, you can, it is your choice which score do you want to submit, the 2025 score or 26 score. So Chandra, once you get admitted into these IITs, NITs or SPAs through on the basis of your GATE score, you will automatically be getting the GATE scholarship. Now for SPA Delhi, SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada, candidates who are admitted through the direct admission process even though in case if they have a valid GATE score. So suppose if I am AIR 10 this year, for example, and I have taken admission into SP Bhopal via the direct admission process, not the CCMT process. In that case, I will still not get any GATE scholarship. But if I apply through the CCMT process, I will be getting the GATE scholarship. Okay. COAP, I don't think it has started yet. Since our score was just released on 19th March, give it some time. Okay, I am pursuing M.Plan from SPA Delhi. Should I opt for IIT Kharagpur, IIT Bhubaneswar or IIT? So I believe Laksh SPA Delhi in itself is a premium institute. Again, it is a personal choice for you in terms of if you want to switch from SPA to IIT, that is completely your personal choice or decision, I would say. However, all these institutes are premium ones, SPA, be it SPA or IIT. Janvi, 500 is a higher score than 300. No, IITs do not take admission based on PGETA. PGETA is only useful for private institutions across the country. See, Anmol, both are good subjects, good streams. In the end, it all depends on your interest. Fine. In terms of placements, if you see, construction management has a higher ratio of placements if compared to urban planning. Not that urban planning does not have placements. Urban planning also has good placements. Construction management just has a little higher ratio. Diksha, we will have to check the IIT website, Guwahati website, and apply accordingly. Okay. No, Talib Mohammad, only applying and appearing for the interview will not make your score invalid. Okay, your score is still going to be valid for 3 years. So again, Harshita, depending on which government vacancy it is, okay, for what job, if it's for the role of an architect, they would be considering or expecting a degree in M.Arch. If it is for planning, it would be M.Plan or likewise. So yes, it is not necessary. Now see, if you see SPA Delhi, for example, offers you degrees in what? M.Plan housing, M.Plan regional planning, M.Plan urban plan. So all these three degrees will be valid, okay, for any government exam where they have mentioned you need a degree in M.Plan. So candidates who have studied or completed a master's in M.Plan housing, M.Plan regional planning can all apply. Okay, Harshita, I hope that answers your query. Will it be a good option to consider taking admission next year since I have recently joined an MNC? Will it affect my academic admission process next year? Will there be any issues in admission of SP? No, Shrija, I don't think there would be any issue as such. Nobody is going to question you in your interview or otherwise that why did you join this MNC or that MNC. Questions will be based on what you've learned wherever you have joined and what is your experience. Okay? No, it will not be an issue. So don't worry. So Anvesha, I guess the stipend structure while your M.Plan, your master's is happening, it would be as per what is the stipend structure for masters. When you shift to PhD, the PhD structure would be applicable. With the joint program for II, yes, all any course in any IIT is going to ask you for a COAP number, be it a joint program or not a joint program. GATE scholarship available for SPA Delhi. Yes, if you have a valid GATE score, you will be getting that scholarship. Because only for SPA Delhi, because entire SPA Delhi process is via direct admission. But for SPA Bhopal and Vijayawada, for direct admission candidates, even if you have qualified GATE, you will not get GATE scholarship. No, you cannot have that gap after masters for a joint PhD. How to get GATE scholarship? Once you have a valid GATE score, Kirti, you will, depending on which institute you get into and via which process, you will get that scholarship. The college tells you, asks you to fill up a form and all of that respective process in different institutes. Okay. Is it same for SPA Delhi? What is same? Who is this person? User, please rename yourself so that we know your name. SPA Delhi gives a GATE scholarship. Yes, it is valid. Okay. Yesterday I contacted SP Vijayawada. They said if admission through direct process, we were also qualified GATE, we can still get that stipend. So for SP Bhopal, it is definitely a no. For SP Vijayawada, till last year it was no. If this year they have changed their system, then we need to confirm it once. Vatsal. Okay, till last year it was invalid for both SP Vijayawada and Bhopal. Okay, Shrija, which is better? Which college will be better for transport planning? So see, all the IITs that we mentioned or SPAs, all of them are good for your transportation planning. So again, it is your choice and what you want to pursue, or do you have any specific institute only in mind? Then you can go that way. Okay. No, it does not. AJ, a gap year in career would not affect admission into IIT because these admissions are based purely and only on your GATE score. Is it possible for to go stipend such that we don't have to serve TARA duties, but still get admission via GATE score? So are you saying that is it possible to get a GATE stipend and not do the duties that you are supposed to once you are eligible for that scholarship in an institute? So again, it is, I mean, every institute would give some duties if they are giving you that scholarship. No, please, can you retype? I cannot understand AG. To go for stipend to such that we do not have to serve duty. So are you saying you want the stipend and not do the duties? Is that the question? Just please retype. You don't want the stipend, but you want to do the teaching duties. Is that what your question is? So see, if no. See, if for IITs, right, once you primarily in any of these IITs or SPAs or NITs where you're getting in through a GATE score, they are going to give you that scholarship. And because they are giving you that scholarship, you will have to do these duties. It is as simple. You cannot say no for the duties, plus that stipend you're anyways going to get. So the duties come with it. Janvi, I feel all of them are good. Okay, all of them are premium institutes, be it your SPAs or IITs. Now it is up to you to decide because I personally cannot make a choice for anybody, unfortunately. So for M.Plan, again, you have your IITs, SPAs, construction management as well. You have your IITs, IIT Delhi, plus again your SPA Delhi and Vijayawada, which offer similar content as a construction management under the name of BEM, Building Engineering Management. It's the same thing, names are different. So you can look it up. Can you please give an approximate idea of what rank or score is required to get into IITs? Roughly, tentatively, I would say somewhere the GATE score, okay, should be above 600, 650 or more than that. Minimum, okay? So SP Delhi placement is very good for urban planning as well as BEM. all the past students from Exam Assure who have gotten into BEM or urban planning are doing wonderful and have all been placed via SPA Delhi for both these courses. SPA Vijayawada is saying they are planning to take admissions through direct process only, not through CCMT this year. So see, let them first issue this on their website, okay? Because it is not yet stated on the website. If it is, please do share the copy, because I have not come across any such information about SPA Vijayawada on their website yet. To get into IIT through COEP and SPO, portfolio would be needed while applying. No, portfolio would not be needed for IITs. It would be your GATE score. In case some IITs do conduct an interview session, okay, but this keeps on changing every year. So for that year, you will have to look it out. Otherwise, GATE score is only needed for your IITs. I don't think so that there is some option to opt out. So you will have to talk it out at a particular institution level. Okay. So whatever respective institution you take admission into, you will have to talk it out on a personal level over there. But at a centralized process level, I do not think there is any option of that sort. TA duties for PhD students or PG students, see, again, varies from institute to institute. Some do also, you know, give these duties to PG students as well. PhD students, of course, they have to do this. Some institutes, PG students are also given these duties, varies from institute to institute. With list of IITs you want to see, okay, fine. Just a minute. Yes. So Anmol, this is the list of all your IITs. Okay, among all institutes offering courses. So Janvi, you can apply for these NITs, don't worry. Okay. First, be clear which course you want to apply for, or you can apply for multiple courses as well for these NITs, not an issue. SPAs or NITs which has better placements. So what I have heard of is SPAs have good placements as well as NITs. Both have good placements. One question, any details as mentioned in result will now get changed in final scorecard. As in, I have not understood your question, Anjani. Can you just explain it a bit? Pooja, we would be conducting a counseling session for courses outside India also very soon. We will let you know the dates in the WhatsApp group. So you need to be qualified GATE so that SPA will give you a stipend, Priyanka. There is no specific score, but you should be qualified. No, it is the institute level, no, Janvi. They will give you all the form to fill, etc. And that process the institute will do at their end. You have to fill some form, documents, etc. Okay. IIT Kanpur Infrastructure Engineering and Management. I'm not sure if it is open for people with architecture background. What I know last is it was more for somebody with a civil engineering background. If that has changed, then I will look it up. So you have your National University of Singapore, which accepts your GATE score as well, NUS. Okay, Anvesha, if it is open now, I will also look it up and get back to you. You can just contact or drop a message on this number here that you see on screen. Fine. I will look it up and I will get back to you. Yes, you need a seed score to get into your M.Des admissions for. Now, for IIT Kanpur, they do specify that seed score is considered. Uh, Plus, respective IITs have different criteria. No, any GATE score is valid for 3 years, Kuldeep. Now, if you have taken admission, fine, let's say you are going to pursue a 5-year PhD, you've given GATE 2025. Once you get admission into, let's say, IIT Kharagpur for whatever for whatever PhD you want to do, for the next 5 years, you are going to get that stipend. It is not that because GATE score is valid only for 3 years, so you will get stipend for 3 years only. No, through that gate, when you're taking admission for the entire course, you will get the stipend. So Kuldeep, different PSUs release their recruitments. We will have to keep on looking. Okay. So like the ones that we had listed initially. So if you are a civil engineer, I'm assuming you would be one because engineer planner is what you're saying. So yes, then you can keep on looking at the websites of all of these PSUs who would be recruiting civil engineers as and when needed. No, Nishta, the process is not difficult. It is again up to you if you are ready to give in those 7 years, 2 years of masters, take a gap, and 5 years of PhD. If you are ready for it, I don't think it should be difficult. If you're not ready for it, it would be difficult. So it's completely your call. Okay, we will be conducting a few more sessions on what after gate. So please don't leave the WhatsApp groups. We would be conducting sessions specifically for your SPA Delhi. Eventually, another session later on for your colleges abroad as well. And once the CCMT process begins, how to fill the form and what is the process, etc., in detail. Okay. Yes. So thank you, everyone. I hope we've cleared most of your doubts. To get this PDF, what we can do is a link would be shared in your groups. Okay, you can join on that link, and this PDF hopefully would be shared over there. Okay. So see, again, Shrushti, it depends on college to college if they will, you know, allow such kind of a thing that you get a stipend for 1 year. Now, earlier, SPA Bhopal used to allow that, okay, if you've not qualified GATE in the first year, but second year of your master's, you qualified GATE. And then they would give you that stipend. However, later they stopped this process. Okay, so again, this is completely dependent on the institute. So now, again, when you are applying to these institutes via the GATE score, it is difficult. So Vibhuti, you have your IIT Kharagpur as well. That is there. Okay. Yes. Except I don't think the dates have been released yet. Okay, no, sorry. For SEPT, yes, the dates, the last date was 20th March for SEPT. Okay. So again, this year difficult, probably next year. Okay, Ria. Yes. In case if anybody has any further doubts, any queries, even later on, you all can contact us on this number 76317 66140. Okay, you can drop in a message and we would be happy to help you. So I hope this session was helpful to all of you. Yes. So thank you. Wish you all the best. We are going to have a few more sessions, like I already mentioned, for SPA Delhi CCMP process and all of that. We would be updating you for the same. Thank you and wish you all the best.